Space Goat! Space Goat! Space Goat! Coast to coast.
With America's victory in World War II, the government, through what was called Operation Paperclip, brought German rocket engineers to White Sands Proving Ground, New Mexico, to help the Army build rockets. Space Goat highlights the top 5 German scientists.
Number 5.
Hubertus Strughold. Known as the father of space medicine, Hubertus Strughold was Germany's chief of aeromedical research. Arriving in America in 1947, Strughold studied potential space medical issues at the Air Force School of Aviation Medicine, Randolph Field, San Antonio, Texas. For NASA, Strughold would design astronaut pressure suits and capsule life support systems. Eventually, allegations surfaced of his involvement in experiments on prisoners at Nazi concentration camps. As a result, his name was removed from various buildings nationwide named in his honor, and he was delisted from the International Space Hall of Fame.
Number 4.
Martin Jahnke. At age 11, Martin Jahnke built a crystal radio. That sparked his scientific interest, and he would go on to earn electrical engineering degrees. His thesis was The Theory and Inner Workings of Magnetrons, which today are a component of microwave ovens. During World War II, Jahnke developed remote controls for ground-to-air defense rockets. After Germany's defeat, he repaired radios and typewriters, and as a newly elected Burgermeister, was forced to escape on the Berlin airlift to avoid arrest. Jahnke was developing radio telephone systems for vehicles, a radio phone link between Europe and the United States, and a long-distance dial system sans operator, when Dr. Ernst Steinhoff urged the family to come to America. Arriving in New York, the family boarded a train for Alamogordo. Jahnke worked on missile guidance and computers at Holloman and was chief project analyst at the Holloman test track.
Number 3.
Hermann Oberth. Reading Jules Verne led Hermann Oberth on a path that one day would earn him the distinction of being a founding father of rocketry. Oberth was studying medicine when World War I erupted. Afterward, returning to university, he studied physics. His thesis, The Rocket into Planetary Space, was initially rejected as being fanciful imagination. Oberth was a consultant and designed the rocket on the classic film Frau im Mond, or The Woman in the Moon. During World War II, Oberth worked at Peenemünde, where the V-2 rocket, a devastating weapon of war, was tested. Eventually arriving in the United States, his most notable work was in the development of rockets for NASA and as a consultant for Convair Corporation on the Atlas. Oberth returned to Germany but was present at the Apollo 11 moon launch and the Challenger STS-61A liftoff in 1985.
Number 2.
Ernst Steinhoff. Dr. Wernher von Braun smuggled Dr. Ernst Steinhoff into a V-2 rocket engine test at Peenemünde. Soon after, Steinhoff became director for flight mechanics, ballistics, guidance, and control and instrumentation. After Germany fell to the Allies, the Soviet Union broadcast offers via loudspeakers at the border to woo Steinhoff. He resisted until accepted under America's Operation Paperclip. Arriving in November 1945, the Army assigned him to White Sands Proving Ground to work on V-2 launchings. From 1950 to 54, Steinhoff was scientific advisor at Holloman Air Force Base on guided missiles and, subsequently, technical director of the Air Force Missile Development Center. After working in the private aerospace sector and as a visiting professor at MIT, Steinhoff returned to Holloman as the chief scientist from 1963 to 1970.
Number 1.
Dr. Wernher von Braun. As a cellist and composer, Wernher von Braun considered becoming a musician, but a telescope, and Hermann Oberth's book The Rocket into Planetary Space, focused his sights upward. Von Braun built model rockets that resulted in broken windows, damage to apple stands, and a bakery, and he started a forest fire. Teachers declared him a misfit, and off to boarding school he went. At 18, at the Berlin Institute of Technology, Von Braun began assisting Oberth in liquid fuel rocket experiments. At 19, the German Army Ordnance Office offered him work. 4 years later, he helped establish Peenemünde, where the V-2 weapon of war was tested. His stated goal was rockets for space, and when, in 1943, at a party he publicly so proclaimed, the Gestapo arrested him. Without von Braun, there was no German rocketry, and he was released at Adolf Hitler's direction. When Germany fell, von Braun, along with others, surrendered to the Allies. They were sent to White Sands Proving Ground, New Mexico, to work with the Army on rockets. Von Braun then moved to the new Redstone Arsenal at Huntsville, Alabama, to direct the Army's ballistic missile program. His work culminated in the 363-foot-tall, 6.4 million pound Saturn V that launched astronauts toward the moon. Thanks, Space Goat, for the look at the lives and achievements of these men. Be sure to follow and like us on Facebook and YouTube, and check us out on nmspacemuseum.org. Better yet, visit us in person in Alamogordo. Space Goat never knows what he'll discover around the Land of Enchantment, and you never know what's new at the New Mexico Museum of Space History.